Hello and welcome to Videojug. We're going to show you how to change the oil in your car. Changing the oil within the recommended times is the best way to ensure a long engine life. If you deal with the waste oil carefully and responsibly, you can do this job yourself. Changing the oil yourself has benefits. You can spend more time draining the engine completely than a busy garage would do. You'll definitely get dirty as this job involves getting under the car. So put your old work clothes on and find out how the Videojug way. You will need a jack, hydraulic or mechanical, to raise the car. 2 jack stands to secure the jacked up car. 1 wedge or more to immobilize your wheels. New engine oil. Buy sufficient quantities for a complete change. Consult your manual for oil specifications. Oil is standardized by the Society of Automotive Engineers, which is abbreviated as SAE. Make sure the label on the oil indicates the thickness in terms of SAE grades. For example, SAE 15W40. A funnel to avoid spillage when filling up. A new oil filter. For a proper oil change, you should also replace the oil filter. Consult your car manual for requirements. A chain wrench, also called oil filter wrench, to undo and fasten the oil filter. The chain wrench is an adjustable metal belt that you slip over the oil filter to fasten and loosen it. It can be set up to move into 2 directions like a ratchet. A combination spanner, closed and open-ended, appropriate size to fit the drain plug. A new drain sealing washer. A large open container to catch the old oil. An empty sealable container for taking the waste oil to a recycling point. Make sure the lids seal well. A plain plastic bag or a sealable zip bag is a clean solution for wrapping the old oil filter before it's taken to a recycling point. Old newspapers to cover the floor. Rags to wipe up spillage. Work gloves to keep your hands clean. Here's a handy list of everything you need. Step 1. Warm up the engine. Part of preparing for this job is to drive your car around the block for 2 to 3 minutes before you start. Running the engine will heat the oil. The hot oil is thinner and will drain more easily and completely from the engine. When the temperature gauge indicates that the engine is warm, you can drive back and get stuck in. Safety warning. Don't run the car too hot to avoid skin burns when touching engine parts later. Wait for 2 hours if the car is hot from a long drive. Step 2. Set up a secure working environment. Safety warning. Take extra care when securing your vehicle. You'll have to work under the car and you want to rule out any risks. Park the vehicle on a solid and level surface. Make sure the workspace is well lit. Shift automatic cars into the parking position. In manual cars, shift into first gear. And put on the parking brake firmly. Turn the ignition off. Release the bonnet with the lever inside the car. You'll have to open the bonnet at a later stage. Block the tyres with a wedge for added safety. Now line up your tools close to the car. You don't want to start searching for them when you're under the car. Step 3. Access your car's underside. You'll need to get under your car for an oil change. If you have a pit, you're lucky to have easy access. Otherwise, you'll have to carry out this job by sliding under the car. Most likely, you'll have to raise the car on jack stands to have enough room. Raise the car with a mechanical or hydraulic jack to the height necessary to carry out the required work. Apply the jack at the lip running along the frame. Safety warning. Never get underneath a car supported by a jack alone. For extra safety, place a jack stand underneath the vehicle. Now gently lower the car so it's fully resting on the jack stand. And repeat this process on the other side. Step 4. Protect the floor. Unfold the newspaper and spread it widely under the engine. Have the empty waste oil container ready to be used under the car. Step 5. Locate the oil drain plug. You'll now have to slide under the car to find the oil drain plug. The drain plug is found at the lowest point of the engine, closest to the ground. Look for a big nut with a washer underneath. Safety warning: do not confuse the oil drain plug with the transmission drain plug. The oil drain plug is generally smaller and can be easily recognised by the hot metal surrounding it. Step 6. Remove the oil drain plug. Wear work gloves if you want to keep your hands clean. Take a spanner with the appropriate size and place it over the drain plug nut. Applying a little force, turn the spanner counterclockwise and dislodge the nut. Use your fingers to turn the nut slightly loose. Keep the nut in the thread though, don't undo it all the way. Slide the empty waste oil container under the drain plug. Make sure it'll be right under the stream. Remove the plug entirely and get your face out of the way of the hot oil stream and slide out from under the car. Keep the nut and store it in a safe location. Let the oil drain completely. The initial stream will subside after about 2 minutes. A useful tip: let the oil drain for up to an hour. This is worth the time, as you'll get rid of almost all the old oil. Step 7. Vent the oil system. Now we have to open the bonnet to get access to the engine from above. Move the bonnet catch for final release. Lift the bonnet and secure it with the prop rod. To drain the oil completely, we have to let air enter the system. So first remove the oil filler cap and keep it on the engine block. Next, identify the oil dipstick. Look for the removable thin metal strip. Remove the dipstick entirely. Now the rest of the oil will drain more easily. Wipe the dipstick clean and note the marks indicating the recommended upper and lower oil levels. Set the dipstick aside. Step 8. Locate the oil filter. Identify the oil filter on the engine block. Look for a big cylindrical metal cartridge. Safety warning: the oil filter contains hot oil. Handle the filter with care to avoid skin injuries. Step 9. Remove the old oil filter. Now take the chain wrench. Slide the chain over the oil filter and tighten the belt by turning the handle to the right until you notice that you have a firm grasp on the cartridge. Pull the wrench counterclockwise with a little force to loosen the filter. Continue with the wrench until the filter moves easily. Now slip the wrench off and turn the filter loose by hand. Don't burn yourself. Remove the filter entirely and store it in a safe place. You'll need it in a little while. Step 10. Replace the oil filter. Pick up the new filter. Before replacing it, you'll have to coat the gasket at the bottom of the filter with oil. Press the new filter's dry gasket against the old oil filter's oily gasket. The filter will thus connect better with the engine block. Now, fit the new filter over the bolt and screw it on by manually turning it clockwise. Slide the chain wrench over the filter, tighten the chain, and turn the filter clockwise until securely connected. Step 11. Replace the drain sealing washer. Take a new sealing washer and slide it over the drain nut. Get under the car and carefully thread nut and washer back into the plug hole. Tighten the drain plug properly with the spanner and slide back out from under the car as you're done there. Step 12. Replace the oil. Insert the funnel into the oil filler hole to fill up with oil. Safety warning: always use oil with the correct grade. Using the wrong oil can damage your engine. Take the new oil and pour in the quantity recommended by the manufacturer. Put the oil cap back on when you're finished. Step 13. Clean up. Now pick up the empty sealable container and insert the funnel. Take the full waste oil container and pour its contents through the funnel. Close the lid firmly when the container is full. Put the old oil filter into a plastic bag. Make a knot, or when using a zip bag, seal it. Check for oil leaks underneath before getting back on the road. If the drain plug is leaky, you may have to carefully tighten it a little more. Raise the car with the jack, remove the jack stands, and lower the car safely to the ground. Don't forget to remove the wedge. Step 14. Check your car's oil level. To be on the safe side, you need to check the oil level. Insert the dipstick all the way and pull it out again to check the oil level. It's supposed to be between the minimum and maximum level marks. Step 15. Dispose of the waste oil. The first trip with the car should be to go to a recycling point to get rid of the oil. When first starting the car, let the engine run for 3 minutes and check for oil leaks underneath before you drive off. You should also check the engine for leaks after this trip. Try taking the old oil filter and sealed waste oil container to a garage or petrol station to see if they have a recycling point. Or check to see if the place where you bought the oil will also take the waste oil. And that's it. You've done a good job for your car and the environment. And that's how you change the oil in your car the Videojug way.